action. Can you see me in the monitor?
On 1, 2, 3, we gotta say hola.
Hola. That worked.
That's cool. So we can really do this, huh?
My phone's dead, so I was gonna look up like Mexican story, scary myths. You know what I'm saying? Like La Llorona. Like,
Oh, that's better.
have y'all ever heard of the myth like you're not supposed to have sex in your car
No, why is that a myth?
because then
You get bad cramps.
stupid ass
the seatbelt clicker jams up your ass.
stuff starts happening to your car, like it starts breaking down on you, or it's just bad.
I think you're just buying cheap cars. Next question.
That too, but
Next caller. Get them on
it's
the line.
a true story. Really, it's a true story. It's a real myth.
Somebody, fine. If we're talking about ghost stories in Mexico, somebody told me this is one of those a friend of a friend stories. I think it's or somebody's friend. I don't know who the hell it was. That they were walking back from the field from working at nighttime, or maybe they were just at a bar, and that they saw a light in the sky, and both of them started like, "Whoa, holy shit! Did you see that?" But then whoever the protagonist, whoever the main guy was, asked the other guy years later, like, "Do you remember seeing that?" And the guy got real mad. He's like, "Hey, I told you we didn't see anything. You didn't see shit that night. Like, oh, why are you so mad about it all of a sudden?" So, what the fuck happened there?
I don't know, but I remember Grandpa saying one time he was like, I guess in Mexico, driving or walking back, and that like he clearly like seen the devil's face by like a tree. He never told y'all that?
No, I've never heard this one before.
If you ask him about it, he'll tell you.
Grandpa, your grandpa?
Our grandpa, yeah.
Really? No, I've never heard that before at all. Mom has a really good story about when they were little kids, like that some guys ran them off the road and Grandpa had to throw them over a fence so they could run home.
Well,
Yeah.
what the heck? I've never heard that one.
Do you know the road where you get to the snow cone stand and then you can go right and go?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to live out that way in one of those neighborhoods.
Yeah, it was called
Who
Blueberry
used to
Street.
live out that way?
Grandma and Grandpa.
I've been to the house. I've been to the house a long time ago with Grandma.
I go to yard sales out there.
Yeah. It's called like, ask Grandpa, he'll tell you the street name and everything, Blueberry Street or Burberry, something like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what road you're talking about, but I never knew they lived out there.
Yeah.
Because they used to live there and they'd go to Minyards. That was the grocery store back in the day, Minyards.
I remember my mom told me one time that they were going to Mexico, and like Grandpa just kept on like playing like around like about the cucuys, like we like talking about like stuff, and then like mom kept telling him shut up, and that she turned around and like she looked in the mirror and she turned back, and that like Grandma and Grandpa looked like weird like things, and that she just started screaming. Like she had seen them like deformed, I guess. You know what I'm talking about? Like they turned into something else basically.
She could have just been having a bad dream.
No, she said they were awake and they were on the way to Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And that Grandpa just kept on saying stories and like playing around and shit.
You know what was the craziest thing Mom ever said?
What's that?
That in school, they had to pay for their lunches. They were so rich that they paid for lunch.
I remember that.
That's interesting.
That's crazy.
I asked Grandpa about it one day when I was telling y'all where they got run off the road. He said he used to drive a Monte Carlo and that he was with his compadre, the güera, and I forget the señor's name. I think his name was Martin too. That's who they were with, and some guys just ran them off the road, and then he picked up, I guess it just would have been Martin, Lolly, and Junior at the time, and threw them over the fence so that they could run home.
But why?
I don't know. They were just following them.
What about the time Martin said he woke up and he went to his kitchen and he thought he had seen a Marta, or just a lady, tall black lady? You know what I'm talking about, Jazmin?
Ooh, it's fucking...
No, he had seen her like go to the restroom or something.
And he was saying Marta.
While he was in the kitchen, and he like had said her name or something, and then he goes right back to her room and she just knocked out asleep on the bed. So
like it wasn't her. And ever since he told me that story, like I've always been creeped out to go into his house.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. Like it's just I've always have.
I got two of them, and Jazmin was there for both of them. She just doesn't know it.
What you mean? What do you mean?
Do y'all remember we went to go see The Conjuring with Martin and Carlos, the first Conjuring?
I didn't go.
You didn't go? I think you were too little at the time.
Did I go?
No, I didn't go the first time.
You had to have gone.
Martin went like twice or 3 times to go see it. I went like the second time to go see it with him.
God, tell me you didn't go, and I'm imagining a little girl that's fucking sitting next to me.
Oui.
Anyway, maybe it was just me, Martin, and Carlos, and we went to Waxahachie to watch The Conjuring. And then when we went home that night, I was scared shitless. I think I slept with the lights on in my room, and then finally I turned them off, went to sleep. Carlos used to, he used to be skinny and he used to wear a baseball cap all the time, and he had a habit of waking me up when I wasn't awake, like at the middle of the night, in the middle of the morning. He just let himself in and jump on me on my bed. My bed would face the door in the room that we slept in.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
bed was facing the door,
I remember.
and then the door was open, and I saw his ass standing there, and I saw the cap. I said, "Oh, bitch, you better not fucking jump on me." And I looked again, and he wasn't there. And I'm like, "Damn, that was a lot taller than Carlos was. What the fuck was watching me sleep?"
Well, let's say like a lot of paranormal stuff happens like after watching movies like that are based on true stories.
I guess that, and then I've heard like growling and stuff, and then that part of the hallway. That part of the hallway was always really dark growing up.
Oh yeah, it's always been creepy.
And then
Always.
get this right, there was Grandpa used to not come home on like Friday nights and Saturday nights. He'd stay out the whole weekend. And one time it was just me, Grandma, and Jasmine. And Grandma and Jasmine were asleep on the bed in what used to be Lolly's room, and I was asleep on the floor. But it wasn't even that late. It was maybe like 11 or midnight. And I got bored and I didn't want to go to sleep, so I left the room and I went to go watch cable in the sala, right? I got to the kitchen. I looked at the clock to see what time it was. The clock was right there at the corner of the wall. And I heard somebody in the sala like laughing and clapping. They went, ah, ha, 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 ha. And they started clapping. And I'm like, what the fuck? Grandpa's not here. Nobody's here. There's no light on. The TV wasn't on. I just heard somebody laughing in the sala, like clear as a bell, laughing and clapping. I got so fucking scared. I went back and I got under the covers and just went to sleep.
Dead ass.
Dead ass. That actually
What the
happened.
hell?
Yes. And I've seen a ghost or I've heard a ghost do almost the exact same thing with your dad one time. You remember where Carolyn used to live and
Yeah.
with the pond that would flood?
Uh-huh.
We were over there. I don't know what happened. I was with Dad, and he had the keys to the school and the little elementary school.
Yeah. I remember
He was
that
putting up
job.
projectors.
Yeah, when he was putting up projectors,
Yeah.
exactly. So I went with him, and your dad's a damn goofball. He would go to the teachers' rooms and take their snacks and shit.
Uh-huh.
We were walking around, and he had the key. He said, "Let's see what this key gets into," because it opened most of the doors, but not all of the doors, right? So we went to the cafeteria, and like the actual door to the pantry to the food was locked. But we were just walking around the school. And when we were in the cafeteria that I said we were trying to unlock, I guess where like they store the food and stuff, right? He put the key in there, and again we heard laughing and clapping. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he goes, "Did you hear that too? Like you heard that?" I said, "Yeah, I heard that." And he's like, "What if they left a little kid in here the whole weekend? What if it's a little malito kid?" I'm like, "You're stupid. It's a ghost." That makes a lot more sense than a little kid got left at the school.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy though.
Have you ever had the dreams with the, what are they called? Those dreams that,
Where you feel like you're falling?
no, there's a word for it. It starts with the P.
Lucid dream.
Paralyzed.
Paralysis.
sleep paralysis.
Sleep
Yeah.
paralysis.
Yeah, I never had that.
No.
Experienced it.
Hell no.
I don't think I
I don't
have.
think I really haven't. I know I haven't.
I was pregnant with Avon, laying on this bed in this middle room, and I remember just laying on my back, and Jesse was sleeping next to me, and I just remember looking down at my whole body, and there was just the ugliest figure, the ugliest creature, like just a demonic looking figure, just holding me back, and wouldn't let me get back into the bed with Jesse, and I was so scared, and I just clearly, like, I don't remember the face, but if I think hard enough, I can clearly, like, remember it just being the ugliest face I've ever seen in my life.
Do you think it was real, or do you think it was just a dream?
I think it was just a dream, but then again, like, I think what was holding me kind of was real, you know, but I don't know. It was just horrible, and it all felt so real. And it was the first time that I've ever like looked at my own self sleeping.
What about little stuff that is real? Like, have you ever heard a knock or seen a key move or seen a chair
Yeah,
spin a little
there's
bit?
been times where like I lose like money and like I know where I put it at in my cajon or like I put it right there like on top of my comoda and I go look for it and it's gone. So I'm going crazy looking for it, and then I go back and it's like right there where I have it at.
Yeah, it's better.
So like, what are they called? What do they call them? Like the little kids,
Duendes.
duendes.
They say they see a lot of them over here at the bodega.
Mom said that she's seen them. I guess back then when I used to live in Ennis,
Uh-huh.
that when Dad used to go to work like early in the morning, that you know, she would like she said I forgot how she described the house. It was the hallway all the way, the restroom down the street, and then the room like in the middle of the hallway, and then the kitchen, and that she would go lay down in the room, and she would like just hear like little kids laughing, and like she would hear the footsteps. Most like little kids, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I haven't heard the recent one of the 3 kids that were lost, the 4 kids that were lost in the Amazon, and how they believe that the duendes or whatever had taken them to keep them safe. They were found 40 days later from a 1-year-old or a couple months old. I think he was a 1-year-old to a 13-year-old, and all of them were found safe 40 days later. And the only reason that they couldn't hear when the people were around screaming and calling for them was because they were like in a different realm or whatever, and that the duendes had actually taken them and kept them safe. And then 40 days later they were found all alive and safe and in pretty well condition.
Mm.
You haven't heard that one?
No.
It's everywhere. It's just recently happened.
I don't believe in the lechuza. That's the only one I don't believe in.
How
I
could you
believe in
not?
lechuzas.
You've had your own experience as when mom was pregnant with the lechuza.
Yeah, but I don't
When you were a
actually believe
baby,
it.
they used to say that you were in the crib and that they would just hear footsteps
The-
all on top.
Ready to come for you.
The
Yeah.
thing about that is, I believe in owls. Owls are real animals, and owls are scary enough as it is.
But you got to think an owl and a lechuza are different. Like it's the same, but they're
No.
different.
Everybody that's ever seen a lechuza is just seeing a barn owl. A barn owl can have a wingspan of 7 feet.
So how do you explain the face of a woman,
It's not the face of a woman. They just
like of an old lady? That's what they say.
Nah, that's just a bunch of baloney.
Oh.
And then owls can turn their head, to where they're looking straight back. Also, if you ever see a picture of a baby barn owl, holy crap, they're fucking scary looking. A baby barn owl looks exactly like an alien. Looks like when you think of an alien, like on a picture, a little gray person with big eyes. That is a baby barn owl. They're white. And then if you're looking for one with like a flashlight or a candle or something, that is the exact same shape and eyes and face as an alien.
So you really don't believe in lechuzas?
No,
at all?
I don't believe in lechuzas.
Really?
I swear.
That's
I just
crazy.
see how you can't believe in lechuzas.
Nah, ghosts, goblins, aliens, and the Loch Ness Monster I do, but lechuza, nah, that can kick rocks.
Don't even say that because that's crazy. That's crazy. That's the one thing you don't believe in,
I
and
can't
that's like
believe
one of
that
the
y'all
most.
do believe it.
Yeah, because
Well, yeah, because they, like when Lolly's sick, you would heal them. You start
yeah,
hearing them and
it's
shit.
just
Nah.
they
My
came
dad
in,
would go out early
they
in the
came
morning
in
for
the
work.
moments
Yeah.
that I don't know.
I would say the only fucked that moment that I've ever had, and it's always right there where the house used to be, where y'all say the lechuzas are, is Martin rented a movie one time called The Fourth Kind. Have y'all seen The Fourth Kind?
Yeah.
You seen it with the owls and Nome,
Yeah.
Alaska? Yeah, that's a great movie. First time I saw it, it scared the shit out of me, right? And I had to go home. I think I stayed here the night with mom's house, and I had to walk from Lolly's over here in the dark after watching that movie. Fuck that shit. I'm very upset about
I feel like I clearly remember you coming back and asking us about that movie and stuff, like telling my
that.
mom that you had just seen it and so on.
Have y'all ever
Such a good
been like
movie.
alone in the house, like at grandma's or like here, and you can clearly hear like someone call your name?
I was just gonna ask if
Like
you ever heard
mom,
somebody call
like
your name.
I've had that all the time. Like
Yeah, I have
I'll be
had
alone.
that.
I hear Moses, and I'm yelling, "What? What?"
Yeah.
And then I
It-
stop and think, I'm like, nobody's fucking here. Like it's just me. So what the fuck is calling me?
And Grandpa Salah in the couch he always sits in. I used to hear that a lot. I'd be home alone watching TV, and I'd hear Michael, and I what? And then there's nobody there.
They say those are the
Mhm.
lechuzas that's trying to call you, trying
That's
to get
not
you.
true.
This is the middle of the day. No, that one I don't think so. It's not even like a scary thing. Like, oh, I'm scared something's calling me.
It's just kind of like
I
a
just-
freaky thing. Like what the fuck, you know? It's like that. What the fuck moment?
Why do we all experience it?
Yeah. Well, remember we heard Martin clear as day.
Oh
We
yeah.
even went to go hide in the.
So we went to separate rooms. We were getting high. We were smoking. We were in grandma's room.
Idiots.
We were in grandma's house. My bad. Smoking outside in the where the washer and dryer was.
Uh-huh.
And we had went back into your new room before you moved out your old room,
Yeah.
which is a Tati's room now, whatever. That used to be Tati's over there.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting there, right, Jasmine?
Yeah.
And then what did we hear? We hear what?
A hay or something.
heard
but
hay or something, but
clear as
clearly-
day as Martin's voice.
Goes Martin's voice.
We went to go hide
and we're
in
like,
the
fuck, we're high. Like
in a closet.
we were high, and so like I was like, let me go. I went to your room, and I was just there, and we just waited, and nothing. Nobody ever came, and then I went back into Jasmine's room, and like 10 minutes later, maybe right, Carlos had walked in.
Yeah.
He's like, what are y'all doing? We're like, were you here the whole time? We're like, no, I just got here. Like, but like we heard Martin's voice, like
I tell you, it's
clearly,
that damn back room.
clearly.
Clear as day.
What about like Grandpa always having bad dreams?
Oh yeah, he has night terrors.
like yelling. Like, why? What do you think that is though?